What's up, guys? So I got a lot of DMs and comments. Where was I all week? Because I didn't make videos for almost an entire week. I had a bad fever for like 5 days last week, but that's all that happened. I'm still making videos and everything is back to normal. But I kind of did miss several days of news, so there's kind of piling up things that I want to talk about. But first of all, we got another event going on right now. It's very interesting that I guess originally we didn't have any kind of events like this, and when we got the 4-star Soul event for Wukong and UDK, everybody went super bonkers, but I think there was many months of time span between those two, but now we're even getting multiple Soul events at the same time. Now, of course you totally know that there's a massive difference between 4-star, 5-star and 6-star. The hardest part about getting tier 6 souls is getting the tier 2 tokens that you need to upgrade the split souls. It's a lot harder to get those than like it's a lot harder to go from 4-star soul to 5-star soul than no soul to 4-star. That's the hardest challenge, and getting this essence takes incredible amount of time. And generally for PvP, on Noogars you really want to get 4-star blessing at least to get the crit damage, attack and defense. But then there is some blessings, like let's say polymorph, or if we talk about Nook blessings, for instance Ward of the Fallen and Cruelty, both of these you really want to get to 6-star actually, because you get a massive benefit from the effect from that thing, which otherwise is basically useless or a lot bigger, a lot lesser deal if you don't have it. Like Cruelty is good even without 6-star, but Ward of the Fallen, for instance, is basically you shouldn't use this blessing at all if you can't get it to 6-star. So generally you kind of want to go all in or not go anything at all, and that especially applies to polymorph, the blessing that is the most OP and the main reason why you really want to get blessings in the first place. Because like I mentioned, getting 4-star for crit damage isn't that hard in comparison to getting 6-star for polymorph, because you will need accuracy if you don't have it at 6-star, which basically makes it unviable because you can only use it on champions that you already build in accuracy. But the thing is actually that right now we have the event going on for Mikage. I'm already gonna tell you that I really wouldn't want to do this event. As you can see, I have like no gems, no resources. It's gonna be pain. But as far as the events go, would I go for this if you can? I would go for it. I mean, Mikage is very popular, mostly in live arena rather than classic arena, but she does get some use there as well, mostly in offense actually and not defense. But a lot of people like to use Mikage with Georgit even in high platinum arena, and you definitely could use her in defense. Having speed defenses and CC champions like Armans and Galatir and Grixia right now is super meta for classic arena defense. But she's definitely gonna be good in those, but the main, I mean, Mikage is very good champion. She's usable in everything, or very good in everything. Not just classic arena or live arena, Hydra and all PvE content as well. But the main thing where you really would want to get blessing from PvP players' perspective would be live arena. And you would of course go with polymorph on her, though you could consider using temporal chains if you're really fast and trying to compete with other fast accounts in speed. But since you already do build her with accuracy, having 4-star polymorph on her is actually not that bad at all, and will give you a lot of benefits. So that's basically the short version why I would totally go for this if you can. Even if you kind of like casually play live arena and you're not super ultra endgame PvP player trying to compete with the Uber whales, she's very versatile and good champion, so I would go for the soul if you can, but I'm sure it's gonna be painstaking to go for it, so we will see about that. Do we have any events going on right now? I don't think we do. Wait, this is points for Mikage. Okay, so they don't have the Mikage icon in those events. Okay, so Turn Attack Fire Knight tournament, it's starting off really bad, but I guess I would go for this. I mean, there's nothing else mandatory right now, though we're gonna see another fusion very soon. But yeah, you probably have to go for this if you want to make most out of your account, but that wasn't really the main point on this video. I actually wanted to talk about the community events that we got going on right now, because they are super interesting. I think that the... what was his name? Vaultkeeper something. Oh, you can see it from there. Vaultkeeper Wixwell, yeah. Almost forgot his name. I think this is the best event Raid has ever done, and I will explain it a sec. Not because I think he's the most OP champion, but because the event just makes it very unique and interesting. But we got two things going on right now. There's the vote for the CC awards, and there's the vote for fusion skills. Quite many people ask me who did I actually vote for. I don't know why you would care about my voting, but there you go. I mean, I'm not hiding anything anyway. Not like I'm gonna win, but of course I voted for myself, and I'm not gonna be ashamed of that, and I'm not gonna... Of course I did do that, even though I can't win, but it's super cool that I'm even here. But feel free to roast me why I voted wrong. I can kind of I guess explain my votes. We can't even see. I voted for Tormin meme for obvious reasons. It was a good one about him being relevant back in the day in arena. Something that I might be able to relate a little bit, slightly, very personal. Same reason I voted for the Gala art basically as well. Yeah, I mean, Layla, I didn't know even the other people in the cosplay. I'm not expert on that, I just voted for Layla because she's the cosplay... not guy. She's the cosplay girl from Raid, so I gave her a vote. I voted for Noobkex for the content creator of the year. I'm honestly surprised that he's at these low points, but I do understand that it's mostly a popularity contest, and some of the other channels that were nominated, I think all of them were a lot bigger ones than his, but I would definitely say that in my books he's the... If we talk about last year specifically, he deserves that award. Final Kenpachi is a friend of mine, of course I'm gonna vote for him. He's definitely the streamer that I have watched the most anyway, so I definitely voted for him, even though I haven't really been watching streams for a couple weeks. I don't know what you really call him in English, but he has Riddick in his YouTube channel name, that's what I call him. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to call him, but he's been a content creator since the beta. And from what I've seen, when people do test server videos, I've mentioned this multiple times, but in my opinion he definitely does the best, most practical showcases that show new champions in actual light in arena. And I like to watch his test server videos even though I don't understand Russian. And yeah, that's who I voted for. We got the Vaultkeeper Wixwell, what was it? Wixwell vote up right now. The reason why I think this event is super interesting, I'm gonna say it off the bat that the champion itself isn't that interesting at all. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I just noticed mid-recording that my camera was suddenly frozen. Everything was fine otherwise, but it wasn't recording my camera. Not that it's a big deal. But the thing about the Vaultkeeper Wixwell, I think this is the best type of event that Raid could possibly do, and I hope they do something like this again. I feel like this should be something that they do like every year multiple times, and it should become a stable event in Raid. I actually briefly mentioned about this in Live Arena video maybe like a week ago, but I like the idea that they involve community in a fusion and they kind of make the players think about their choices. I think that's the true RPG experience, that you need to decide what works well with what and you make choices, and somebody tries to min-max best possible build for PvP, somebody's gonna min-max the best looking characters, and somebody just makes some random build without researching, and everybody can do what they want. But in this event, because it's a popularity vote, like the Content Creator Awards, it kind of forces or incentivizes the players to communicate with each others and work together for the optimal build. The issue though, which I guess we should get into first, is that I don't think this champions is good enough, or if all of these different skill sets were very good for different content, I think this will be super interesting because there will be a lot of community debate and discussion. But he's kind of okay or irrelevant champion basically, in my opinion, for all of these stuffs. I mean, I think that the support and defense path are gonna be good and usable, but it's not gonna be earth-shattering enough that people would actually compete which build they can do, or unique and strong enough that there will be some weird combination that we could do with these skill sets. I like the first skill that everybody voted for, which is already set in stone, where we get the new intercept buff. I don't know if it's, I guess it doesn't even count as buff, it's something else. It can be, I think, buff stripped. But basically it makes you immune to CC, even ones that go through immunity buff. It's kind of interesting. If you had this skill, let's say with revive or something else very strong like lockout, this could be maybe interesting champion for PvP. But the issue is that the revive and this skill is on the same slot and we can only get one of them, and in the other skills there isn't a combination that is gonna make it relevant for PvP. I will say that originally we saw this third skill before the other ones. Now retroactively, if I could decide, I would actually go for the full support build and make it a poison focused champion. It could be some kind of new version of Gerpthak, maybe optimal in some boss fights and so on. But right now it's kind of let down, but you have probably seen these skills. I'm not gonna go through all of these skills in detail, but I hope that this event is successful enough, because we should do this again. I really hope that Plarium does this. It's a super fun event, even though I don't care about this champion specifically, let's say. Vaultkeeper Wixwell definitely stays true to his name. It would have been almost good if he had the full support kit, but never mind about that. But it's a good event. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but I feel like Plarium put so much emphasis on the advertising and other stuff. These kind of community events are advertising as well, and I hope that the community managers or whoever is in charge of this, I hope they repeat this event. And my input would be that if we make all of the skill sets very good, if not the best in the game, but like at least up there to be relevant, it will be a super fun event. We could even decide some of these with some in-game events that people have to farm Dragon or Fire Knight, and we're gonna get whichever like dungeon is farmed more, we're gonna get that skill. That could be a way for Larium to monetize this and try to get players to spend money to participate in this event. Maybe I'm giving them bad ideas, but I feel like there's so much potential in this type of event. Not in the champion, but in the event. Now, maybe I got something wrong. Maybe you guys think that the Wixwell is gonna be relevant. I'm sure he can be okay in something, but definitely not for PvP. And I don't think he's gonna be like big deal on Hydra or anything. I guess stuff like farming Dragon or Fire Knight, I don't really even consider those aspects a lot in the game, so maybe there's something there that I don't see and I don't care about. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Nothing too big, kind of vibing and talking about the new events. I hope you guys give Larium some support, even if you don't like, I don't mean like buying backs or chilling for them in social media, but maybe vote on this event. Even if you don't care, I don't care. I voted for the first skill because it was interesting, but now that I see the full kit, I don't care about it, but I'm gonna vote for something just so that we can get this event in future maybe. I do like the support build that is focusing on these poisons, but we already voted for the intercept skill, which kind of seemed like it could have potential for PvP if the other stuff on his kit would have been good for PvP, but at this point I might as well vote for something random. Basically the defense and support both feel like some kind of boss build, and the damage build seems like some F tier nuker that wouldn't even make my tier list, but maybe I should vote for the nuke skill just to piss people off, because it's not gonna matter anyway. Can we see the percentage of people that... yeah, nobody voted for the nuke build, I knew it. I guess we're committing to the defense build at this point. Maybe it's gonna be some kind of boss battle support, but doesn't seem that interesting. But yeah, I'm kind of late talking about those champions, but like I said, I had pretty bad fever and I skipped out on the content last week basically. I think Tuesday was the last day that I made a video. And then on the other hand, I also need to chill a bit for the AFK Journey. Some of you guys might have seen that I have been talking AFK Journey about the game a little bit on my live arena videos. Not even just in the last week, but in the last couple months, ever since I got to try the game on test server. And I was talking about the fact that I might make a channel for that game, just for fun, because I like it and so on. And I actually did do it. I just posted my first video. Can you even see it? Yeah, you can. I just posted my first video. It has six views. Like, literally just did it. If you're interested, go check out my AFK Journey channel, Genie AFK Journey. Even if you don't care about it, but if you want to support, go subscribe to it anyway. I like the game. I think I'm gonna be pretty active making content on it, and I'm gonna be focusing on being competitive in the game, which is something that I always do with any game anyway. I like to compete and try hard, and I got really good start on the game, let me put it that way. The big difference with AFK Journey compared to Raid, they are both gacha games, so there's many universal mechanics that apply to all of them. Maybe this is not the biggest difference, but one difference that I really like about that game is that a lot of the rewards that you get, like on the daily clan boss for instance, they are tied to how high you rank compared to other people in your server. And that's gonna sound like a nightmare for free-to-play players or low spenders, but actually there's ways to finesse that in the game, and if you are able to do that, you can actually compete with the whales pretty well, at least so far it seems like that, because there is some rewards that you can't really get from the cash shop, at least so far. It's literally not being sold. So if you are able to do that, then you might be able to do really well. It also has a good PvP game mode that is like live arena in raid, except that you don't use your own champion, and it's like a mini tournament that you need to get 9 wins, and if you get 3 losses you lose, and you do live arena battles with other players, and after every battle you get like tokens that you can use to buy new champions and items with, and with that you can like upgrade your team and move on with the tournament, but you're not actually using your own items or champions, so regardless how good your account is, basically everybody can kind of compete in it. And of course it does have normal arena and basically rankings in everything, so it makes it very fun to try compete. But yeah, more live arena tomorrow. Go check out my AFK Journey channel, and that's it. See ya.